Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. This is Sonia with Real Talk Radio here with today's Word of the Day. And this word was originally published on my Real Talk Radio blog in November of 2019. And in this one, I share a few recent insights that the Lord showed me about the potential for an optimum flow of faith between our minds and hearts. So I am just going to go ahead and share the blog post. I just finished recording a Spreaker episode titled The Flow of Faith, where I share a few insights I feel the Lord showed me about the potential for an optimum flow of faith between our minds and hearts. Here are a few excerpts from the podcast. I don't know if you've heard this teaching before, but it is the idea that our feelings follow our thoughts. And then following that logic, many teach that if we can essentially control our thoughts, we can then control our feelings. But this teaching has just never entirely sat right with me. One reason for this is I've always thought that we weren't actually wired by God to only have our feelings follow our thoughts. And then the other day while I was listening to Stephen Furtick, it was like a light bulb went off for me when he said that there are no such things as non-emotional decisions. As soon as I heard that, I realized that this idea that our thoughts, even by an act of our will, can control our feelings just doesn't work, because it puts us in the position of having the expectation of ourselves to always make non-emotional decisions. It has been my experience that when we try to make a mental decision alone, even if the logic is sound, apart from how we truly feel about something, that it just won't hold up over time, especially if it gets tested by difficult circumstances and trials in life. Stephen Furtick went on to say that what is in our heart gets into our heads, and what is in our heads gets into our hearts. I believe we are actually designed to have a two-way flow between our head and our heart. Stephen Furtick also mentioned the idea that we cannot separate our feelings from our faith, because what we do in reality flows not only from what is happening in our hearts, but the condition of our hearts as well. That is why I just don't believe that this idea of trying to control our feelings by the controlling of our minds and thoughts really works. In fact, I believe it actually encourages people to try and essentially suppress their feelings and ignore the condition of their hearts. I think the ideal for us is really a healthy two-way flow that involves our thoughts being renewed and transformed by God's Word, while we are simultaneously allowing God to deal with and transform the condition of our hearts as well. And that is the end of the blog post. If you would like to hear this podcast in its entirety, you can find it here on Spreaker. And again, it's titled The Flow of Faith, and it's also available on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Just be sure to look for S. Mills' Show on Spreaker. Thank you as always for joining me, and I do hope today's Word of the Day has been an encouragement and a blessing to you. I look forward to being back with you again tomorrow with another Word of the Day. Until then, this is Sonia with Real Talk Radio, signing off for now.